You want to go swimming? You like the roof over your head? Yeah, mama's got to work.
Hey, welcome to Smart AF. I'm your host, Torie Mathis. We have got a great show for you today, so let's get started. You know what I really like?
What's that?
I love, and everybody's getting like a little taste of this right now, I love working from home.
It's pretty nice.
It's nice. I started working from home when, in 2007, 2007, when the real estate market was starting to go down the crapper. Because I worked for a publishing company that we did magazines for realtors, and all of our clients were realtors. And when realtors started falling from the sky, all of our clients fell from the sky too. And as we were kind of scaling down, one of the ways was to get rid of our office and for me to work from home. And I have never, ever looked back. You've been working from home for years now too. Like, could you ever imagine like going to an office now? Okay. Could you ever imagine paying for an office? Like,
no. For the last 3 years, I've had to leave
more
frequently. So I got like
about that.
I think it was less than a year of actually. It was less than a year for sure.
Really? Being home?
Yeah, working with you full time.
So Sean quit his corporate job and came and worked at the marketing agency. And so like we were like laptop warriors for, a little while. And Sean had a really great opportunity to start a museum. And unfortunately for a while, that meant that Sean had to be at the museum. But that wasn't every day. And I guess I thought
it wasn't in the winter.
Yeah. So, I mean, you have worked from home, though. Like, a lot of people are getting a taste from it right now. And I've even heard a couple people say, like, I can't do it. It's not for me. Like, oh, it is the greatest. I love it.
You just got to create some sort of schedule. But we both like to, have a list of things that need to get done and just get them done. I even when I was corporate, it was always about, get it done sooner. I don't want to.
That's
work over.
That's the best thing about not having to go to work. Like, you don't have to fill those 8 hours. You don't have to take a lunch at this time. Like, if you get your 8 hours of work done in 4 hours, work 4 hours, or then start working on something else that's maybe something more interesting or something that you like better. Or go leave and work out in the middle of the day, because that's what we do.
One day we might work later, and it was Monday sucked, which normally is not the case for us. We're not like Monday blues or anything like that.
Never.
This last Monday was brutal. It just happened to be a Monday. It could have been any day.
It could have been any day. It was just like everything that was going to happen wrong just happened wrong with a lot of things.
But how much did we work today? A couple hours?
We did. I got a lot done. And I think that's the key of working from home, is that you have to kind of know you, and you kind of have to get your groove down. I think one of the biggest things that have helped me work from home for a really long time is when I work. I don't do the dishes. I don't clean the house. I don't try to take care of anything else. When I'm working, I'm working. Because didn't you remember, I could tell you how busy my day was how many dishes were in the sink. Because I wouldn't even rinse them. I'm not in clean anything mode. I am working, right?
That's right.
That's right. So I try not to get all those things, but I think maybe motivation is a big thing with people. I don't know. Maybe you guys are trying to do too much. Literally, I write down 3 things that I super have to get done, and I have an ongoing kind of to-do list of projects that I have to do. But knowing that I have to get those couple of things done, always keeps my day on track for the most part. And when I'm working, I'm trying to work as hard as I can so that I can take that 8-hour day and condense it as much as I can. I don't want to work 10-hour days. I don't want to work
longer. Hell no.
No, that's the beauty of being at home. I guess so if you have kids at home, we did the whole kids at home for the end of last school year. And that, I know I kind of took the lead on that. And so that definitely was hard because I didn't have my batch time that...
I'm no teacher.
And it was every 20 minutes I had to help with something. So I never felt like I really got my head down to get as much done as I could. Luckily, we've built our business that we can be a little bit more flexible and put in the time when we need to. And unfortunately, I think the kids played too many video games over the summer. They couldn't go anywhere. They couldn't travel.
No, when it gets 95 degrees outside, you can only ask them to play outside for so long.
But you do what you got to do, and you got to get stuff done. And I think that letting the kids always know, like I never tried to hide work from the kids. It was always like, I have to work, and this is what I'm doing, and this is so that I can be here when you get home from school. This is so I can be here to do all these things with you, or drive you here or drive you there. Like you probably don't want me to leave in the morning and not come home.
You like that computer you're playing on? You want to go swimming? You like the roof over your head? Yeah, Mama's got to work.
Yeah, and I always let them know, like, it's not more important than you, but it is important. And I love my work. Like, it's not something that I'm like, this sucks, I have to work. I generally have a pretty good attitude towards work.
It's creation. Like, you're always creating when you work.
I am, which is good. I'm lucky. But I'm lucky because I made myself lucky, not because I'm born with a lucky charm or something.
Well, you did make like a couple $1,000s a year when you first started.
I did. It was rough. It definitely took a long time to build up and to figure things out, but it's possible. And working from home, I think it's possible for anybody. I think you just have to test out different things and see what works for you and have some type of structure. For me, my lists and stuff like that, like how I work my day and how I plan my day is very different than how you do. Like I said, I have my running list of everything that I have to do. And then I always pull out my 3 things. I have things scheduled. I always schedule out going to the gym first and foremost. Like, that's a non-negotiable. I try to be done when the kids get home for the most part. Like, that's always really important. So I try to do those important things first. Then I put in my 3 things that I need to do. And try not to let email run my day, because it will. What about you? How do you...
With the amount of emails you get, I can only, I couldn't do what you do with the amount of emails that you get. I keep my emails pretty tight, and I almost base my day off of what my emails are. Whether they're coming from clients or coming from you, it pretty much keeps me occupied.
Well, I do.
All day long.
I to-do list you, honeydew, with emails. Like, this is what I need done, this is what I need done.
But that's what I like, because it's your business, not mine. Like, I do what you need to have done, and it just works well for us that way.
Well, I think part of the way that I've been able to condense our days, or be able to have these days that aren't like super crazy, is being able to know what things you could do quicker and being able to delegate those things to you. And then we have an assistant that I delegate a whole lot to. And it's stuff that it's not hard stuff, but it's stuff that has to be done every single day. To get some of that stuff off my plate is probably one of the things that has made things easier. And I think not tying ourselves down to the idea of an office, or having to have things a certain way, or I used to always be really big on having my own space, but even when I have my own space, I move to the kitchen table.
Well, when we started too, filing cabinets and all that crap were still super relevant. We
had a fax machine.
Yeah, it was awful.
We had the whole thing, and we've moved from California with all this office stuff to Idaho to North Carolina, twice in Georgia. We've
3 times in Georgia.
We have leaned it all out, and I think that keeping things leaner and more online and more digital definitely has helped the process, whereas we're not digging for things. Like, everything is just kind of there for us when we need it.
Everything's been streamlined quite a bit to make it a lot easier than what it used to be.
But keeping office hours as office hours really helps. That we do have office hours from 9 to 4 or whatnot, with the things that we're going to go do, work out, and then we vacation and work. It's still, I know people say don't do that, but that's just always how it's been. And I feel so fortunate that that's how we keep everything running lean, we keep everything running smooth, delegate a lot, and able to work from home, work from a cruise ship.
Some of those are the work that you're doing is not going to be the same as when we're on a cruise ship as it is if we're back at home.
Because the internet sucks everywhere.
We're not building websites and doing all that kind of crap
Right.
on
You gotta
vacation.
schedule projects.
But there's simple things that we can address that is email comes in. Because like when I worked in corporate, like one of my jobs, I used to be a service tech for Pepsi, and there's just calls all day long. As service calls come in, you've got to answer those calls. And what would happen was I'd have to take vacation. Vacations, like, even when I work corporate, like, it's fine. I'll just keep working. Because what happens is I think of all the damn calls that are coming in while I'm not working that nobody else is getting, that I still have to go back after vacation and address all those, which just absolutely sucks. Where at least now, like,
yours is yours and you can plan for it.
Well, those simple things that are as literally takes a couple minutes to take care of, like they're done still, and there isn't that, well, don't want to go on vacation because of the backlog. Screw that, man. We can plan ahead and not have that gigantic project that's due right when we're leaving, and then if something comes up, like, we can plan it to start when we get back. And so then it's just tiny frivolous things that really aren't that big of a deal that we can take care of no matter where we are, as long as there's internet. And that's what makes it really neat. I mean, how many times have we been to Mexico? Then we were just working on the beach. It was awesome. None of it was like crazy gnarly work or anything that took a whole lot of internet, but
well, it's like, okay, kids, we're gonna work really fast for an hour, chill out for a little bit, and then we can do everything we want. Okay, so what would be your top 3 tips for people that are new to this whole working remote, working from home? What do you think? Top 3. At least 3.
Tips?
Yeah, like, this is new for a lot of people. Like, we got this shit going. Like,
invest in your internet. Don't go cheap. Don't do that 3 meg bullcrap, because it's just going to make everything an absolute nightmare. Now, if you live in a rural area like we've done in the past, you don't have much of a choice. Like, we paid a shit ton of money for like 25
10.
meg.
No, I don't.
Well, we paid for 25. I think we got average like 10. It was brutal.
Okay, I second that. Like, you need to have good internet.
We like working from laptops. Like, if all you have is a desktop, like, now you've kind of prisoned yourself to wherever that desktop is, which can get difficult to be motivated. Like, some people, like, their motivation level can vary. So it might take them a little bit of time, where you can pour yourself a cup of coffee, still be in your robe, and pop your laptop on your lap while you're on the couch drinking your coffee, just starting real slow to get into the groove of doing whatever you need to do, and then you can progress later on the day if that's what you need to do. I mean, we start our day drinking a couple cups of coffee before we transition off the coffee. And
I think that's a good point, because we did for years. I was stuck in one room with a desktop, and once I went like total laptop, which has been a really long time now, it does really change kind of the mood. Because even me, I won't always, like, I'll work mostly at the kitchen table, but every once in a while I'm like, you know what, I'm just not feeling it here, and I move to our library and I work from in there, or
outside.
We move around.
We go outside if it's a beautiful day, not too hot, not too cold. Work outside, soak in those UV rays.
Because you can. Okay, so you got one more. What was your third one? Yeah, no. You got to think about it.
What should it be?
I don't know. For me, like, schedule work around a couple of things like that really mean a lot to you, whether that's taking your kids out, or when your kids get home from school, or for us working out. Like, work is scheduled around those important things, so that we have a condensed amount of time, so that we have to work really hard and fast during the time that it is. So it gives you like a constraint. There's some rule, I don't remember which it is, that if you have a project and you give yourself 8 hours, you will take 8 hours. If you give yourself 6 hours, you will take 6 hours. So I think giving yourself some constraints on your workday, don't just like let things take way too long. And I think doing only work things during work time, like if you have those breaks in there, then take those breaks. But don't be like, oh, I should probably rearrange my office, or I should do the dishes, or you know what, laundry needs to be. No, laundry can be done after work as if you were at work, not trying to do all those things at once, because when you're in work mode, you need to be in work mode so you get work done. Third thing would be like, don't get sucked in a black hole. Email. Phone calls that don't matter, people wasting your time, or social media. Like if you have to have that social media time, like schedule it or do a timer, because even every once in a while I start, getting on Facebook or something and getting in groups and, trying to be social, but it's a time warp, it's a time trap. And if you want to be consistently getting things done and be productive every day and not have to work 12 hours, like work is work.
I guess mine would be project based, and like depending on what it is you do at home. Like for me, like it's always for the most part email based. So once I get done through all those emails I got to do, and I've accomplished whatever else it is that I wanted or needed to do for that day, I'm done. Like there's no reason to stress out or do anything else. Like my day is done. So I mean, if you've got a set project that needs to be done, just get it done and then be done with it.
So there you go. Working from home can be awesome, but you have to make it awesome.
It's better than driving and being stuck in traffic and dealing with all that crap and then having to stay there for the full day, even though you've done everything before lunch, and then having to take a lunch but not get paid for the lunch. And dude, stay home if you can and work as efficiently as possible.
Commuting is the worst. If I'm going to get in a car, I want to travel. I don't want to drive to a box and sit there. I'd rather sit in my own box.
Damn right.
With my good internet. Yeah.
Awesome internet now.
If you want to get smart tools to build your business, go to besmartaf.com.